Have you ever wondered what the utmost limit of human cruelty could be? In the mid-30s, deep in the heart of Manchuria, China, the birth of a horror lab known as Unit 731 would answer this chilling question. Established in 1936 under the auspices of the Imperial Japanese Army, this covert biological warfare lab was led by a man named Shiro Ishii, a microbiologist with a dark vision. His aim was clear-cut: to develop potent biological weapons that could tip the scales of war in Japan's favor. To achieve this, Ishii required human subjects, and he found them in the form of men, women, and children, primarily Chinese prisoners of war and civilians. Stripped of their rights and identities, they became mere maruta, or logs. Unit 731 earned the grim nickname the Sawmill, where its victims were treated as human wood, cut open, broken down, used, then discarded. The horrors that took place within the concrete compound of Unit 731 were beyond imagination, beyond the realm of what we consider humanly possible. This wasn't a laboratory, it was a factory of nightmares, where the unthinkable was the norm. The researchers conducted vivisections without anesthesia, turning living bodies into open books of anatomy. They watched as organs failed and life slipped away, capturing every gruesome detail with clinical detachment, but the horror didn't stop there. Subjects were intentionally infected with deadly diseases like plague, cholera, and anthrax. They became living petri dishes, their bodies a battlefield for pathogens and human endurance. Experiments delved into the grotesque. Limbs were frozen solid, then shattered, testing the limits of frostbite treatment. Bodies were exposed to extreme pressure, causing some victims to explode internally, and the cruelty extended even to the unborn. Pregnant women were infected with viruses and then dissected to study how these diseases could be transmitted from mother to child. There was no consent, no compassion, just a chilling display of clinical precision and cold, unfeeling notes scrawled on a clipboard. The men and women who ran Unit 731 weren't just scientists, they were monsters. Hiding behind the veneer of research and discovery, their actions, their experiments were too cruel for fiction, too horrifying for any horror film, and yet they were real. They happened. Unit 731 operated with impunity for nearly a decade, but what happened when Japan surrendered in 1945? With the end of World War II, you might expect that the architects of such a horrifying facility would face justice. However, the reality was far from it. In a clandestine arrangement, the United States offered immunity to Shiro Ishii and his team. The price for their freedom? The gruesome data they had collected from their experiments. This data, filled with insights into biological warfare, human endurance, and lethal pathogens, was deemed invaluable. This agreement saw the scientists of Unit 731 escape the gallows. They were not subjected to trials or prison time. Instead, many of them went on to lead peaceful post-war lives. Some even continued their work in government positions and academia, their dark past conveniently swept under the rug. In a chilling twist of events, the men behind these horrors were never held accountable. The legacy of Unit 731 is a shadowy one, with the true extent of its horrors hidden for decades. It's estimated by the Chinese government that over 10,000 lives were extinguished within the chilling confines of the unit, if you consider the additional experiments carried out in surrounding regions. Some historians argue the actual figure could be far higher. This sinister narrative was shrouded in silence for years. Victims were muted, their stories buried under a thick blanket of obscurity. Records were destroyed, and the perpetrators never faced the justice they so deserved. Today, the remnants of Unit 731 still stand. The site in Harbin has been repurposed into a museum, displaying the rusted operating tables, surgical tools, and haunting photographs that bear silent testimony to the atrocities committed. Yet despite the physical evidence etched in steel and captured on film for most of the world, this gruesome chapter remains a footnote. Why are we discussing this haunting past today? Because the tale of Unit 731 serves as a stark reminder of the potential cruelty of science when devoid of ethics and empathy. It underscores the profound importance of ethical considerations in scientific research and military affairs. It's a chilling testament to what can happen when the quest for knowledge and power overshadows our basic humanity. In the name of advancement, Unit 731 asked, "What can we do?" But the question we must always ask is, what should we do?